Hello, YouTube! How are you all doing? And welcome to The Sound Live! We're in a heat wave here. It's going to be 99 degrees in Oregon today. How y'all doing? Today with me I have Evelyn Holland. Evelyn is a singer-songwriter and guitarist. What are you up to these days, Evelyn?
I'm continuing progress on the third record. I just tracked some bass yesterday.
I have Kyle Walz. Kyle is a singer, songwriter, and musician, guitarist. Kyle, what are you up to these summer days?
Last week, I picked up my guitar one morning and was going through some songs I'd written in the last few months. And there was one I liked it when I wrote it, but then I haven't really liked it. I was like, maybe I'm going to take that one off my list of ones that I might do. For some reason, my fingers started playing it in a way that I really, really like. So I recorded a draft. I shared it with my patrons and stuff, but it was cool that I sat down and I use session drum tracks for my original music and stuff. So I found some drums I liked. I got everything arranged really cool. I added some bass, and it was fun to sit down and record again because it's been a little while since I recorded something new, studio wise. So that's fun stuff.
And we're gonna go on to Eve's pick. So what you got for us, sister? Tell us.
This is actually a band I've been into for the last few years. Originally, I got into them because they were mixing black metal and Americana folk, like Appalachia
Okay.
style music.
Okay.
And
I didn't expect that.
No, I know it's actually mixed in quite like masterful way. Austin Lunn is he's a hell of a songwriter. Yeah, this record right here, what he did is he did all his Americana folk bluegrass stuff on one side, and then he did all the like more, I guess, the heavier stuff on the other. He's been going for, I want to say, like since 2006, 2007. I think that was the first record. And I just actually, I have it right here, but his most recent record, And Again Into the Light, on vinyl,
Cool.
which is excellent. His music has a certain earthiness, but it's also transcendental. And I don't know. It definitely takes you to a different place, despite the like the black metal vocals on some of the heavier stuff. It's very just kind of it's floaty. I don't know. It's very nature oriented throughout the whole thing. And then there's social commentary. Like on this song, he wrote this about a friend that died, actually, and his stuff was left out on the curb, and he was kind of forgotten. And it was a friend that he that had moved from the country to the city for a job, and just like dealing with that change and the loneliness that goes along with just being caught up in, I guess, this current version of capitalism. Just like, are you going to be forgotten? And I mean, yeah, a lot of people are.
Wow. Oh, it's intense. A lot of stuff, man. All right. So, you guys all ready?
Yeah.
All right. Excelente. So, make sure you guys all smash that like button. If you're not subscribed, mash the subscribe button, and a little zombie's going to come up and go, bring, and it's going to be running happy, and it's going to put your name up there. Yay! Thank you for subscribing. So make sure you subscribe. Also, subscribe to Even Kyle's pages. Without further ado, Musicians Panel reacts to Panopticon, The Wandering Ghost. Here we go!
Well, he came from far off, over behind the hills, and he was raised on the silent stars and the sounds of the whippoorwill. Now he's drifting slowly, in search of hope and wealth, traded in poverty and scenery for money and hell. He's just a young man, still in his prime, now a faceless cog in some old factory line. He's got a fully wallet, and he's far from home. Beef and whiskey that he'll drink alone. The years pass by, as they often do, and autumn's grays, and winter's blues. His memories fade in the pastel hues, the mountains and hollers that his childhood knew. He died cold one night in a cinder block room. Some say that his heart just quit beneath the concrete and steel and the city lights before the first frost. But I knew that that wasn't it. Sigh upon his last breath, those twilight moments in existence. He died from a broken heart, from no mountains in the distance. It's true, it was the vile hum of grinding gears and the impressive weight of concrete and steel that wore down his soul until it was flat, and then it crushed his heart through a broken back, and they buried him there in a stranger's grave with his proud mountain so far away. The factories closed and the buildings burned, and they left all his things out on the curb. And sometimes you'll see him on a darkened road, his lonely ghost wandering home.
That was cool. I was not what I was imagining when you said like mixing metal and like folk Americana. That was more to me like, I mean, maybe the singer's a metal singer or something. It was like,
He is.
to me, it was more like talking like you would have had in like an old country song where they were just kind of like telling the story while they were playing the guitar. It kind of felt more reminiscent of like that singer-songwriter you kind of vibe. I liked it. That was cool.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like I said before, that particular record he did one song, like one. It's called "The Scars of Man on the Once Nameless Wilderness" 1 and 2, and one is all his folks in Americana bluegrass stuff, and then the other is all the heavier stuff that's still like Americana folk influence, but it's much heavier, and he does his black metal vocal, which. I've heard some criticisms that the vocals are not loud enough or not like more present enough in the mix as far as his like the heavier stuff goes. But yeah, I mean, like this is vast. It's not vastly different, I wouldn't say. It's just like the instrumentation is different.
The instrumental part was my favorite part. I like the overall vibe. I like the little how they kind of, all the instrumentalists kind of took the solo kind of together. It wasn't really just one player. It just felt nice. It was a nice break. I liked it. What do you think, Kyle?
There's a friend of mine here where I lived. He was a colleague, and he loves singer-songwriters. And when he built a house, he kind of repurposed. Took him a long time to find an old barn to repurpose, but he repurposed a lot of wood from an old barn and, of course, new materials. But he designed his house so he could have house concerts. And this reminded me of a few different people that's come through. One is Verlin Thompson, which was Guy Clark's guitar player. And there's a song that Verlin does. There's another guy. And the reason why I can't remember this guy's name is he was nearly chugging Cabernet, and he was old. He was like in his near 70, and he's just like down in the red sauce. And halfway through his set, he very bluntly says that he needs to go to the bathroom and puts his guitar down, and everyone's going, wait, he's not joking. So anyway, all that stuff aside, it just brought back all those memories, which was really cool. I like the bluegrass vibe. And like Matthew said, the storyteller aspect, because there is a huge tradition, of the storyteller, singer, songwriter, that you just kind of get that vibe going, like Arlo Guthrie and players like that. And you just kind of get that story going. Now, besides those memories that got triggered, and May triggered isn't the most useful word there.
Triggered.
Besides the memories, and I'm like, oh no, stop it. No, but besides those memories that came back listening, at first I was thinking, okay, this is like Tom Waits with a bluegrass band. And Eve, you mentioned like criticism on the mix. I did start, even though I didn't get very far, because Panopticon is a type of architectural element or something. But anyway, I was curious to see if they handle their own production, because that is a common trait. That is as a singer, you tend to not put your vocals where they should be, because that's the way you want it to sound. And plus, you're not a producer making, preparing songs for, an audience. You're an artist thinking like, oh, hey, how do I want to carve my sonic stone into something for people,
Right. Yeah. On that, it's really just one guy doing most things. I think he has like a couple of session musicians that he uses for like violin, cello, and like one other thing, but he does everything. He plays banjo, guitar, bass, drums, does vocals, resonator guitar. There's a couple others. I'd have to look on the sleeve of this vinyl that I showed you guys.
Right on. Well, it was neat. It was different. And from your initial description, I was sort of expecting more like, she was an American girl.
There's some of that. There's definitely there's like if you go and listen to a song like Snowbird and Branches or Oaks Ablaze or those two will probably encapsulate more the black metal side of things, but it's still very ethereal but earthy and definitely grounded in folk and the mountains in Appalachia. He's actually a Southern man, but he lives in Duluth, Minnesota at the moment. He's from Tennessee originally.
Right on.
Yeah, you can hear that influence, because there's unless you've lived in like the part of the country where bluegrass is just something that you grow up playing, and you know, it's interesting to like not being from those areas and you hear that music, because it's a whole different, and it's a whole different feeling that comes out. That's cool that it's, you know, that is present a lot.
I would definitely suggest going to check out like all of his stuff. I mean, the black metal stuff I can see not everybody liking, but I mean, like, maybe giving it a chance. It is definitely very melodic, but heavy. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, that's just my personal taste. I mean, they're one of those band. Or I mean, it's one of those bands that kind of, it just like the music just kind of melts into you.
Thank you so much, everybody, for being here with me. Thank you, Eve. Thank you, Kyle, for being my awesome guest. Everybody, make sure you mash that like button. Please go over to their channels. We're all just growing so much, and it's because of you guys. Thank you so much. This whole show is for you, for your comments, for your chats, for your thumbs up, and everything. We really appreciate it. And you know, in addition to super chats, super stickers, make sure you check out my Patreon, patreon.com/Matthew's Music Lesson Studio, where you can go ahead and sign up. You can request collaborations, you can request covers, you can request, reactions, and you'll get cut the line. The more you donate, the further ahead of the line you can jump. Please check out my website, MatthewsMusicLessonStudio.com, where you can get music lessons from me. And I can do voice, guitar, ukulele, and saxophone. And songwriting, if you're interested in songwriting, music theory, all that kind of stuff. I can teach you about scales and chords and modes and whatever you want to learn. So, MatthewsMusicLessonStudio.com. Make sure you like this video, share out the stream, and check out all of our websites. Links are in the description. I'll see you guys all next time on The Sound Live High.